This is the bag I use for moving around my play decks and my not so impressive trade binder, which I only update in bits and pieces. Mostly what I've been updating it with is stuff that I've found that's extras that I've been sorting through. It's a nice bag. I got it when I was in the army, as you might have been able to guess. My last name's written on it. Yeah, right there in magic marker up near the top. You can't really see it from that angle. It's a good bag though. It's tough. I could have turned it back in when I left, but instead I chose to pay out of pocket for it and keep it. Technically you're not supposed to. I told them that I couldn't find it or whatever, or didn't have it, and just paid for it. Oh well, that's alright. There's writing on it in magic marker. I would have had to pay for the damn thing anyway. So I look at it this way. You know, I could either pay for it and turn it in and not have it, or I could pay for it and not turn it in and keep it. Yeah, the military sometimes works like that. The military supply offices do tend to specialize in ripping you off. But anyway, it's a really tough bag. I've mentioned how my cat's a compulsive nail sharpener. She's sharpened her nails on this thing dozens of times. It doesn't show any sign of wear and tear from it. It's a tough little bag. So, I promised some magic related content today, and I'm not sorting. I'm taking days off from that. So open it up. These are all playable decks. Let's pick up the camera because I'm not sure how good a shot I'm getting from sitting right here. These are all playable decks. I'm not going to go over each and every one of them. For the most part, they're all fun, casual decks of various levels of efficiency. And one of them needs to be like seriously redone because they removed the errata from Winter Orb, which pees me off to no end. So, where's the deck I was looking for that I had in mind? No, that's my fairy deck. It's not a normal fairy deck. It's actually apparently slower than most fairy decks, but it's still loads of fun. This is what I was saying. This is what I'm after. This deck right here. Now, some people think I'm crazy because I don't like to use sleeves, especially since how a lot of my cards are kind of old. They sit there, it's like, what, you don't sleeve that? And I'm like, no, I don't. I've never gotten 100% used to shuffling sleeved cards either, so hey. So anyways, this is my Sliver deck. This is a Sliver Queen. Hey, look, it's smashed on its altar. Part of a Sliver Queen combo. Oath of Druids, it's useful if I haven't got many creatures out yet and I need to tutor up specific ones. Well, not so much tutor as reveal and whatnot. So let me pull this thing apart here for a second. Basic land, muscle sliver. My only non-sliver creature in the deck, it's a bird of paradise. You know, it's kind of funny looking this thing over, and I'm like, got more copies of certain cards in here than I expected to. 7, 8. Okay, so my basic lands, I've got 8 forests, 3 islands, 1 mountain, 1 plains. I don't have a lot of red or white cards, well, at least not too many. You also might notice a complete and total lack of swamps in there. That's on account of the fact I've only got like 3 cards in the, well, not counting the queens, of course. So if I include the queens, I've got 4 cards that use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I'm sorry, that use black mana. And whoop-dee-dee. Bop. Love a little mana fixture. The only non-sliver creature in the deck. Fertile Ground. It's used as a mana fixer. Colors in the green. Enchant land. When enchanted land is tapped for mana, you add an additional mana of color of your choice. Shattering Pulse and Allay. They're nice little utility cards. Honestly, I'm surprised these suckers. I'm honestly surprised that you don't see these turn up in more EDH deck lists, because they're reusable removal cards. Granted, the Shattering Pulse is artifact specific and the Allay is enchantment specific, but those can be some of the most dangerous cards in the game. 4 Arcane Denials, one of which is Italian. Some people complain, well, Arcane Denial, makes your opponent draw cards, and yeah, that is a drawback. But I look at it this way: it's a colorless and a blue for a hard counter. That's not easy to find. Only 1 Frantic Surge. It's a nice card, though. It's 2 colors and a blue. It's an instant. You draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards, and then untap up to 3 lands. It's a fun little card. A Pair of Reclaims. Take a card from your graveyard, put it on top of your deck. It's an instant, only costs a green. It's not a bad support card. It's not fantastic, but hey, some more support cards. Oath of Druids, I mentioned earlier, and Defense of the Heart. Both nice. Defense of the Heart's especially nice. Basically, what Defense of the Heart does, it's a green enchantment for 3 colors and a green. During your upkeep, if your opponent has 3 or more creatures on the board, you sacrifice Defense of the Heart, and you search through your deck for 2 creatures and put them directly into play. 2! Bam. Yeah, hi. Sliver Queen, Crystalline Sliver. There we go. Altar is there because it's a combo with the Queen, along with the Heartstone. Heartstone reduces activated costs by 1 color of creatures by 1 colorless. So that means the Queen can put out token dudes for 1 colorless instead of 2. And so what that'll do is, I'll make a token dude, sacrifice it to the altar for 2 colorless, make 2 token dudes, sacrifice them to the altar for 4 colorless, make 4 token dudes, blah 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 blah. I have a flotilla of slivers. A flotilla. Crystalline Sliver, got 2 of them in here. All slivers have Shroud. It's fun. It's nice. You can't go wrong with it. Basically, all slivers are immune to targeted removal. Yay. And actually, that's the reason why I've got the Arcane Denials in there, is to deal with mass removal. Because when you've spent like 3 or 4 turns trying to build up a large creature base and you finally got it, it really, really sucks when someone Wrath of Gods it away on you. Pair of Horned Slivers, 2 colorless and a green for a 2/2. All slivers have trample. Victual Sliver, a white and a green for a 2/2. All slivers have 2 colors. Sacrifice them. Sacrifice a sliver. Gain 4 life. It's nice. A pair of Homing Slivers. Sliver cycling for 3 colorless. Sliver cards in hand have sliver cycling. Mostly I just use them to tutor up either Queen or Kirstone. Sidewinder, I think he's in here more for crabs and giggles. All slivers have flanking.
3 winged slivers. All slivers have flying. That's nice. It gives all of your slivers a massive evasion ability. I'm only running 3 because 4 is a little bit on the excessive side, especially seeing how having multiples in play doesn't do anything extra for you. Clot Sliver. All slivers regenerate for 2 colorless. And it's not a target ability. There's another black sliver that makes slivers regenerate, but it's a tap and it's a targeted ability. So, Clot is significantly better. Significantly. A pair of acidic slivers. Red and a black for a 2/2. Each sliver has pump 2 colorless and sacrifice it for 2 damage to a creature or player. Also nice. I know there's a black and white sliver that nukes target permanent. I don't think I own any of those actually. Which is a shame because those are nasty. I have 4 muscle slivers and 2 sinew slivers in here. They all do the same thing. All slivers get +1/+1. They're pretty much the only sliver that has an ability that stacks. Oh yeah. That's nice. Theoretically I could put 2 more sinews in, but I'm not sure what I'd take out for them. Just not sure. So, you know, you saw my creature base, all my helper cards, blah 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 blah. Now of course, what I've showed you before with the lands is not the extent of my lands. I've got 2 gemstone mines, both from Weatherlight. It's a land, comes to play with 3 counters on it. You tap it and remove a counter for 1 mana of color of your choice. Always nice. 2 City of Brass. That one is Chronicles. You can tell because it's white bordered with an Arabian Nights expansion symbol, which you can barely make out here. And this one is copyright 1997. That makes that 5th edition. So 2 City of Brass, you tap them for 1 mana of any color. Whenever City of Brass becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you. Ooh, ow, hurt me, hurt me. I'm not too concerned. And then we have the True Crown, my mana fixing and mana base stack of dual lands. Yes, I play them without sleeves. You want to call me stupid for that? Fine, call me stupid. I don't give a crap. I've got dual lands and you don't. What do you think of that, huh? So I'm looking at 2 bayous, 2 underground seas, 2 taigas. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 taigas and a tundra. So that gives me, between these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, between these 7 dual lands, I have 4 sources of black, 4 sources of green, 3 sources of blue, and 2 sources of red. And, the homing slivers, I think I've got the Shattering Pulse, 2 homing slivers, and the 2 acidic slivers. So I've got 5 red cards in the deck. I've got 1 mountain, 2 taigas, those all produce red, plus the Cities of Brass and the gemstone mines, and the bop, and the fertile ground. And honestly, between all of that, I'm gonna have enough red mana to cast my stuff. Dual lands are huge for mana fixing when you've got 3 and 4 and 5 color decks. Oh yeah, absolutely. And one thing I found out totally by accident with this deck, totally by accident. I'm playing against my younger brother one day, way back in the day. There it is. And it was like, first turn I dropped a Bayou and a Birds of Paradise. Second turn, put a Fertile Ground on the Bayou and I drop, I believe it was a City of Brass. And I believe the next turn I dropped like a Forest. And I'm looking at my mana base and I'm looking at my hand trying to figure out what I can cast. I'm like, alright, I can do this, I can do that, blah 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 blah. What's the right move here? Then I stop. I'm like, wait a minute, I got 5 sources of mana. I can generate 5 mana here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me see what I can get. Alright, that's green, so I can get black out. There's green and black, and 3 of any color. And I'm like, holy crap. And I powered out a 3rd turn Sliver Queen. 3rd turn. Tell me that ain't wacky. Power out a 3rd turn Sliver Queen. What's wrong with me? And I can't even remember what deck my younger brother was playing at the time. It could have been just about any deck he had at the time. It was turn 3. How do you stop a turn 3 Sliver Queen? It's not easy. And he just looked at the 3rd turn Sliver Queen and scooped right there. It was awesome. It was just so damn awesome. But, yeah, I mean, it's not a hyper-efficient deck, but it can do some funky stuff. It's not technically tribal because of the inclusion of the Bob. Yeah, it could be better. It could be a lot worse, too. Some might say that it's quasi-janky. I mean, even not being, nearly as bloodthirsty and as efficient as it could be, the mere presence of the dual lands allows it to be nasty, as nasty as more focused Sliver decks. Simple on account of the fact I'm not going to have mana problems that frequently. I've got so much mana fixing, tap for any color of mana, blah 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 going on, that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for a lot of modern Sliver decks, well, at least quasi-modern. There hasn't been a Sliver printed since Time Spiral block. But, yeah, you might note that the only Time Spiral block Slivers I actually have in there are Parahomings and Sidewinder. I think I have one other in there. I can't think of what it would be, though. Oh, well. You predominantly Parahomings and a Sidewinder. Oh, yeah, the 2 Sinews. But, yeah, because those, what can I say? Honestly, I could easily replace the Sidewinder with another Sinew if I really wanted to. I think I just have it in there to screw with people's heads. Yeah, I'm like a jerk. Oh, jeez. So, there's a little bit of Magic-related content for today, guys. It's a Sliver deck. I've had it for ages. I've been tinkering with it for years. It's all well and good fun. But I know I've mentioned the deck a few times over the last couple of months, and at least one person's expressed interest in it. They're like, dude, are you going to give us a deck list on this Sliver deck you keep mentioning? And no, you didn't get a deck list, but you got to see the whole darn deck. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, well. Heaven's Spirit also, on the inside, hopefully you can't make it out fully, inside of the cover of my box of play decks, I've got my name, my phone number, 2 email addresses, and my DCI number. So on the off chance that I do lose my box of play decks, people can get it back to me. If they find it and they're honest. Some of the guys where I play would. Oh, and there goes off the timer. Stop that. Yeah, I threw a pizza in the oven. No, I don't live off of pizza. I kind of wish I did, though. Pizza kicks ass. Especially if it was like slightly higher quality stuff than DiGiorno's, Don't get me wrong, the DiGiorno's isn't bad, but but I guess regular pizzeria pizza is, it generally is better, but also tends to be more expensive. I mean, where else are you gonna? Frozen pizza, $5 or $6, give or take, for something with that many toppings on it. You're not gonna get that in a regular pizza place. Of course, you're gonna get better quality pizza there too. But anyway. Oh, and what was up with Trump and Palin in New York having pizza at a chain pizza restaurant and then eating it with forks? What the hell is wrong with you people? Oh my God, they should have been run out of town. And then Palin stops in Boston. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't know she was in my state. She stops in Boston and then totally flubs up on history with Paul Revere. I mean, she didn't even get the propaganda version right. The propaganda version being the old poem by, I believe it was Longfellow? Was it Longfellow? I can't remember. But anyway, which of course was not accurate either, because Paul Revere was caught very early in his ride. And other people had to get the job done. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Coincidentally, Paul Revere was not running around trying to warn the British that they weren't going to take our guns. The British weren't trying to take our guns. For that matter, at the time, we considered ourselves British as well. His cry would have been the Redcoats. That is, the British Army. But, yeah. The deal with that, though, is they were actually apparently on their way to arrest a couple of guys who were big in the Revolution. I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. I want to say one of them was one of the Adamses. I'm trying to remember. Oh, well. You can look it up, guys. You know, there's a great big article on Wikipedia, which Wikipedia's had to freaking lock down because Palin supporters have gone on and tried to rewrite it so that, you know, history will match Palin's flubs. Oh, I hate Palin. Hate's not a word I like to use lightly either. I don't know who I find more distasteful, her or Pelosi. Ugh. I'd just as soon drop both of them in a meat grinder. But that's just my opinion. Oh, well, have a good night, fellas. Be good, be safe, yada yada, so forth, whatnot. Latest.